Hello Brave Duelists and welcome. Today we're going to be showing you a really cool deck. It's called Dinomorphias.
Boo! Loser.
Not all your friends are going to like it, but that's okay. It's a really easy and strong deck to play. The main focus here is that you trade in your life points to use strong monster effects. Life points don't matter anyways. We got trap cards, and even more trap cards. So let's focus on our monster cards first. We play 3 copies of Dinomorphia Theresia. You're typically going to use this on your first turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can set 1 Dinomorphia trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Then, if your life points are 2,000 or less, this card gains 500 attack. We play 3 copies, Dinomorphia Diplos. Diplos has a very similar effect. If the card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Dinomorphia card from your deck to the graveyard. We got a Miscellaneousaurus. Hey, you know if you're a Dino player, everyone loves Miscellaneousaurus, one of the most broken cards you got, and we run it in this deck too. 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom, we're all familiar with what Ash Blossom does. 2 copies of Wannabe. During the end phase, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of your opponent's unused spell or trap zones. And you can set 1 excavated trap to your field, but send it to the graveyard during the next end phase. For a deck that runs primarily on trap cards, this is going to be a great card to get in your opening hand. And 1 copy of Lord of the Heavenly Prison. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. This card in your hand becomes revealed until the end of your opponent's turn. When this card is revealed by this effect, set cards in the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. This is an incredibly useful card. It's going to play really well with all your traps and give you some nice protection. Alright, next we're going to get into our spell cards. Ready? Check it out. We want 3 of them. Fossil Dig, and Fossil Dig. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's get to the majority of the deck now, and it's going to be a lot of trap cards. Here we go. We're going to run 2 copies of Dinomorphia Alert, 2 copies of Dinomorphia Brute, 3 copies of Dinomorphia Domain. This is your main trap card for Dinomorphias right here. During the main phase, pay half your life points, fusion summon 1 Dinomorphia fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as material. 90% of the time, you want to have this on the field. Get ready to set it up. It's going to get you to all your big boss fusion monsters, and it's going to help you win those games. Next, we got 3 copies of Dinomorphia Frenzy, 2 copies of Dinomorphia Intact, 2 copies of Dinomorphia Reversion, 2 copies of Dinomorphia Sonic. When dealing with a Dinomorphia deck and you're constantly burning your life point damage, there are times you might even be down to less than 100 life points. Now, someone tries to battle you, someone tries to deal damage that way, they try to use a card effect to deal damage, but with the Dinomorphia trap cards, there's a great way to stop that from happening. With Dinomorphia Alert, Dinomorphia Brute, Dinomorphia Domain, and Dinomorphia Frenzy, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no effect damage from your opponent's card effects this turn. Dinomorphia Intact, Dinomorphia Reversion, and Dinomorphia Sonic. If you would take battle damage, you could banish this card from your graveyard. You take no battle damage from that battle. This is a great way to save yourself while still keeping your life points nice and low, so you can better use the effects of your Dinomorphia Ketragina and Rexter. Now for some non-Dinomorphia traps. 2 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. The only spell cards you got are Fossil Dig. You don't gotta worry about it. We got 2 copies of Fair Flames, 2 copies of Solemn Judgment, 2 copies of Solemn Strike, and last but not least, 2 copies of Trap Trick. Because Dinomorphius doesn't care about your life points, we just burn through them as much as we want. You want to activate as many of these cards as you can. There really is a lot of trap cards for Dinomorphia. Jeez. Alright, Brave Duelists, let's hop into the extra deck. We got 2 copies of Valzar Doka, 2 copies of Valzar Lagia, and just a big ol' Zeusy boy. Always going to be useful, always going to be a great friend in your duels. We got 3 copies of Dinomorphia Stealthbergia. While your life points are 2,000 or less, you do not pay life points to activate trap cards or Dinomorphia monster effects. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. 3 copies of Dinomorphia Ketragina. Let's talk about this card real quick, because this is a very important one. During the main phase, quick effect, you can pay half your life points and banish 1 Dinomorphia normal trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that trap's effect when that card is activated. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. We also got 3 copies of Dinomorphia Rexter. This is the big monster of Dinomorphias. Let's go over it. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they control that have attack greater than or equal to your life points. You can pay half your life points. The attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls becomes equal to your life points until the end of this turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 6 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. Ketragina is a level 6 dinosaur monster. And last but not least, a little bit of hidden spice for Dinomorphia. Psychic and Punisher. This is an amazing card for Dinomorphias, and I'm going to tell you why. While your life points are less than or equal to your opponent's, this Synchro Summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points and target one monster you control and one card your opponent controls. Banish them. Now we're going to go over a side deck for Dinomorphia. We got Awaken the Dragon, which we're going to use primarily to work with the last warrior from another planet. Or we can go into Naturia Exterio. We also got to run 2 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being, 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. We also run a copy of Triple Tactics Thrust. We got 3 copies of Evenly Matched, 3 copies of Dimensional Barrier, and 1 Boo Boo Game. Alright, let's get into 2 big combos you can use with a Dinomorphia deck. So, first turn, ready? Set one face down. I'm going to set one face down. I'm going to set one face down. I'm going to set one face down. And, yeah, I guess I'll set one face down. Boo! Like I said, your friends are not going to like you, but it's okay. You'll get over it. Now, let's get into an actual good combo with Dinomorphias. So, we start off by normal summoning Dinomorphia Theresia. We're going to use this effect to take a Dinomorphia domain, and we're going to set that face down. And right from there, unless you got anything else, any other cards you want to set face down, go ahead. Once your opponent's turn begins and you feel like you're getting into trouble, this is a great time to go ahead and activate Dinomorphia Domain. We're going to take a Dinomorphia Theresia and a Dinomorphia Diplos. We're going to use those cards to bring out our friend Dinomorphia Ketragina. Dinomorphia Domain is going to go in the graveyard. We're going to pay half our life points again, bringing us to 2,000. Dinomorphia Domain is going to get banished, and now Ketragina has the exact same effect as Dinomorphia Domain. From there, we're going to activate Dinomorphia Ketragina's brand new effect, and we're going to take Theresia and Ketragina, and we're going to go right into our big boy boss monster, Dinomorphia Rex turn. At this point, we're already down to 2,000 life points. This is when all your Dinomorphia effects can really start to activate and play well in your favor. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they control that have attack greater than or equal to your life points, which 2,000 is already pretty low, but wait, there's more. You can use Dinomorphia Rex Term's effect to pay half your life points again, so that the attack of all your monsters your opponent controls currently becomes equal to your life points. They got 1,000 attack points, what are they going to do? And they can't activate the effects of anything that's more than 1,000, and meanwhile you got this big boy on the field. Now, we talked about this card a little bit in the deck profile. There's a little bit of a hidden spice here. All you need is 2 cards. You need Rex Term and your good old friend Ash Blossom. If on your next turn you still have Rex Term on the field, if you're able to normal summon your Ash Blossom to Joyous Spring, take Rex Term, take Joyous Spring, and you get Psychic and Punisher. Alright, Brave Duelists, that wraps it up for Dinomorphias. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that bell and chain link 2 to subscribe, and let us know what you'd like to see next. Have a good one.